Welcome to our Immigration.ca podcast. I'm Dave Caro, and we're joined by immigration lawyer Colin Singer, managing partner of Immigration.ca, who will discuss the latest happenings in the Canadian immigration and employment industry.
Thank you, Dave.
Colin, let's head straight to the latest controversy, starting with the Temporary Foreign Worker Program.
Well, it seems that the latest developments involving Canada's Temporary Foreign Worker Program has been a strong storyline in one form or another under the Harper government. But the latest features seem to be what we can safely term a first ever.
And what is that exactly?
In late April, Canada's Minister of Employment Minister Jason Kenney suspended Canada's entire fast food sector from the Temporary Foreign Worker Program in the wake of program abuse allegations by several McDonald's outlets and a pizza restaurant in Saskatchewan. This also means that any pending applications from the food services sector will remain in limbo. In fact, this is a first time an entire industry is being subjected to a complete shutdown from the Temporary Foreign Worker Program. And while there has been widespread criticism from all quarters over the Temporary Foreign Worker Program based on anecdotal evidence, statistical proof, and national perception, the latest incidents of program abuse forced the otherwise indefatigable minister to step in and take some remedial action. And Kenney has faced a tough few weeks battling revelations about small businesses which continually displace Canadian employers with temporary foreign workers who are willing to work regardless of the hours, holidays, or the conditions. And ironically, the Conservatives have championed the cause of these small businesses that continue to flout the rules. While incidences of program abuse have yielded sufficient evidence that have shaped public perception about the program, studies by academic institutes have queried the pitch further by providing evidence that the Temporary Foreign Worker Program has raised unemployment levels.
You're referring to the C.D. Howe Institute report?
Yes, the nonpartisan C.D. Howe Institute established that the program raised unemployment levels in Alberta and British Columbia, two conservative strongholds. Similarly, Dominique Gross of Simon Fraser University analyzed the period from 2007 to 2010 when the Conservative government eased the requirements and expedited the process of hiring temporary workers in two provinces because of a reported labor shortage in Western Canada. And she found that there was little evidence of shortages in several of the fast-tracked, low-skilled occupations. In addition, she also found that the influx of foreign workers contributed to an increase of a cumulative 3.9 percentage points to the unemployment rates. This led her to conclude that placing a cap on the number of temporary foreign workers entering the country annually could help buck the trend. The program, which had merits on paper, is clearing without adequate safeguards to prevent employers from abusing it. Thus, even as employers fill jobs with foreign workers, they continue to deny Canadians jobs in their region or even the right to migrate to jobs that they would want. Similarly, Canadian employers also find themselves undercut by competitors using temporary foreign workers. This situation would continue to be the norm unless Kenney can revamp the abused program and provide proper safeguards to protect the rights of all Canadians, employers, and workers.
What do insiders anticipate a revamp might include?
Well, the government is putting employers on notice that it could force them to pay more for temporary foreign workers, a move that would likely make the program too costly for low-wage sectors like restaurants that have been accused of abusing it. Currently, employers must pay temporary foreign workers at least the average hourly rate paid to Canadians for the same occupation in the same geographic area, and imposing a minimum wage that is higher than the minimum wage for Canadians would be aimed at encouraging employers to offer higher pay for lower skilled jobs before accessing the programs. However, the idea could mean foreign workers are paid more than some Canadians, and some employer groups may accuse Ottawa of excessive interference in private sector wage decisions. One of the other reforms under consideration would make it easier for employers to access the program in regions with low unemployment while tightening the eligibility rules in areas of high unemployment. And the government is looking at a dramatic hike to the user fee for accessing the program from the current $275 to something closer to the fee of perhaps up to $2,000 that is charged for a similar program in the United States. So overall, there now appears to be a major shift taking place under the Harper government regarding its support for the temporary foreign worker program.
From a policy perspective, how or why is this taking place?
Well, this is very significant because in previous years, from about 2006 to 2013, under the current government, the use of the temporary foreign worker program expanded very significantly as the annual numbers who entered Canada under the temporary foreign worker program grew to over 330,000 in 2013. In simplistic terms, the current government embraced a U.S.-style, employer-driven immigration program.
So we have the temporary foreign worker program being readied for implementation of much more restrictive policies, and we understand the permanent resident stream is also incurring some interesting developments.
Yes, in fact, on May 1st, the quota for the permanent resident stream in 2014-15 was substantially increased to 25,000 applications under 50 occupations, with smaller increases for the Canadian Experience class and the Federal Skilled Trades program. This is significant because in previous years, the Harper government took measures to scale down this stream to allow for processing of an inventory of up to 1 million applications from a backlog that had grown since it took power in 2006. While doing this, as I outlined earlier, it increased the annual numbers under the temporary foreign worker program to over 330,000 in 2013.
What are some of the highlights of the larger permanent resident stream numbers?
The new programs, as they stand, represents outstanding economic opportunities for many candidates who value Canada's high stature in the global migration market. The announcements affect Canada's largest program under the economic class, including the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program, and the Federal Experience class. Changes under the three programs can be summarized as follows. Regarding the Federal Skilled Trades Program, this program is for individuals who want to become permanent residents based on being qualified in a skilled trade. Major changes include an overall cap of 5,000 applications, and all the 90 skilled trades from the National Occupation Classification Skill Level B are eligible with subcaps of 100 applications in each occupation. Regarding the Canadian Experience class, This program is mainly for people who already have skilled work experience in Canada and want to immigrate permanently. Major changes include an overall cap of 8,000 applications and subcaps of 200 applications, each for any of the NOC B occupations. Of course, there are some ineligible occupations, but by and large, it's quite a positive development. Regarding the federal skilled worker program, federal skilled workers are persons with the appropriate education, work experience, age, and language abilities under one of Canada's official languages, and they would be selected as permanent residents under 6 selection factors. But as an initial screening, they need to have applicable 1-year experience in one of the 50 major high-demand occupations. Thus, overall, the recent announcements and developments seem to indicate a change in policy in terms of a planned restriction on the use of the temporary foreign worker program and a confirmed return to increased use of the permanent residence stream, with interesting twists on how this stream will be used in the future.
All right. I suppose we'll expand on that in our next podcast.
That sounds like a plan.
Well, there you have it. We invite listeners to stay tuned for our next discussion.